Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing today? Doing good? Okay. I have to say I had a very interesting week last week. I met with a lot of people, which was exciting on one hand, and on the other hand, it was eye-opening, gave me some ground for reflection. And that's what I came up with this morning. I wanted something optimistic. I wanted something a little bit more exciting. So when we hear the word regret, there is nothing exciting about that. However, there is a silver lining to it. So the week went a little bit like this. As a lot of you already know, I've been doing work about sexual harassment, specifically sexual harassment on the dance floor. I'm a dancer, so I've been the recipient of it, and I've also heard a lot of stories. What happened this week was very interesting. On the same day, I had a conversation with a lady that I had met at a networking event, and I had noticed something about the behavior of a gentleman, and I wasn't really sure about it. So I called her up and was like, hey, this is what I noticed. I know you two, to my understanding, don't know each other that well, and he seemed to be very friendly with you. I just want to check in and see if everything's all right. And she said, oh yeah, no, that's fine. I didn't even notice. And I work in, she said, she confirmed something that I already knew, that she works in a male-dominated industry, as in she's the only one or two females in the country with that job. So that's as male-dominated as it's going to get. And she said, no, I've had to endure a whole lot worse. I work in a man-dominated industry. And my heart sank, and I completely got it, but that was just that feeling of, oh my God. Gauging our expectation and gauging what we're going to tolerate and put up with in comparison to the worst case scenario. Same day, I have a conversation with a young woman that had been in a situation that was clearly out of line assault in a dance class. I mean, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind, and there was no doubt in her mind, that what had happened was completely out of line. And she set her expectation and tolerance to what she wants. Not what has been happening, not what her mother and aunts and grandmother had to go through. She set her standard to, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to tolerate, and this is not okay. On the same day, I had those two very extremely different conversations. It was so interesting to me. So here's the regret part. In case some people are wondering, the Me Too movement, the Time's Up movement, the women are not going to put up with that stuff anymore, is not going away. It's not. It may be getting a little bit less news right now because other things have happened. However, the conversations that are taking place, the conversations that I know I'm being the recipient of without even engaging in it. And what I'm hearing and what I'm saying is, it's not going to go away. Like we've come to a level of tolerance, especially for the younger generation, that is not the level of tolerance of our mothers or aunts or the past generation. And I invite you to take in consideration what happened when women went to work and decided to have careers in the 70s and 80s. And it was really hard, and it was not fun, and there was a lot of battles, and we're barely starting to see leveling it up, having like equal pay. So we still have to deal with sexual harassment at work. We still don't have equal pay. We're getting there. But that's the amount of time it took for that movement to actually come to a level of equality. When women decided that they were going to have a job, have a career, and do what they wanted, that's exactly what happened. And this is exactly what I see right now. Women are not going to put up with it anymore, so people can be on board and be part of that movement and be supportive and be there and show up and get it, or they can be the ones that justify the behavior of the people that are crossing the line. They can be the ones that are going to stay behind. They can be the ones that are going to resist that movement. And I completely get the idea that change is hard and it's uncomfortable and we have to deal with things that we don't want to deal with. I completely appreciate that. But that's where the regret comes into play. Will you regret not being there for those people that are needing support right now? That young lady that was in dance class, the instructors didn't back her up. The instructors were not there for her. The person that perpetrated the assault was not the best version of himself either. Are they going to regret that? The silver lining of that is we have a window of opportunity to go back and say we're sorry. So if something happens and you figure out like, wow, I wasn't the best version of myself, you can go back and apologize. You can go back and have that conversation later. People reconnect 1 month later, 1 year later, 10 years later. You have a window of opportunity until the person is dead and then that's it. But will you regret not being there? And if so, and if it comes to it, will you have a courage and vulnerability to go back and say, I'm sorry. I could have done this and I didn't, but I want to address it today and I want to talk about it. So that was a very interesting week, people. I mean, seriously, on the same day, having those two extremes of a situation happening and more conversations happened that really reinforced things that I've been talking about in the past few weeks. So very interesting week socially, really loved it. That being said, let me know what you think. I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think. And if there are some things you want me to talk about, let me know, because if I get a request, I will dig into it and I typically deliver. So that being said, if you did not catch the Happy Mondays in the past weeks, I upload a lot of them on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, so you can go back and check on that. And if you have any requests, let me know. If you need a coach, if you need support, I'm here for you. Never hesitate to reach out. And until next week, reach for the greatest version of yourself. You can do it. Bye-bye.